Yeah, so my name is Vincent Phillips. This is my speech for human communication. All right, so speech I'm presenting on is there an activity that brings pleasure or happiness or meaning to your life? So I'm talking about, obviously I'm talking about baseball. Um, so I want you to ask yourself a couple questions. What makes you happy? Um, or do you have any activities that you just wouldn't mind doing for the rest of your life? If you just could choose. And during the speech, I'll bring up a couple main points, and if they resonate with you, just ask yourself those questions. So, the reason I chose baseball is, for one, I played baseball my entire life. Sport of baseball has taught me a lot. It's brought me close to so many people. I've gained a lot of friendships from it. And it's taught me how to not only have a diverse background, but be tolerant of many people's views and opinions and things like that. And if you know anything about how the world works, you kind of have to be tolerant of people outside of, like, in the real world. So, like I said, I played baseball my entire life from a young age. I started maybe, I want to say, like I was 3 years old. My parents put a ball in the bat in my hand and said, have at it. But also at the time, I played just about every other sport known to man. I tried football, basketball, soccer. Um, so I had my hand in a little bit of everything, but for some reason, I just kept coming back to baseball. I think maybe it was just because it was so chill. You don't really have to do a lot in baseball for real, but sit out there and wait till somebody hit the ball or something like that. And as a kid, mine just gets to wonder and things like that. So the attention span definitely wasn't there. So I remember my parents would tell me yeah, you gotta pay attention in the outfit. I'll turn cartwheels, play with the little flowers and stuff like that. Just having a fun little time, but it was great. I kept going back every single year. Gave me an opportunity to, connect with friends and things such as that. So, I just found a home in it. And I also, I want to say another piece that was very, major for me in playing baseball was my very first coach I had. He was also my basketball coach. Played in, a little rec center, so they had, coaches for everything. But he really, made me find what made baseball, made me want to play baseball. My second point is what it has done for me so far. Like I mentioned earlier, it brought a lot of connections between me and other people. I've come in contact with some really great people. I've met former baseball players, major college coaches, other great players who are top prospects getting drafted, people such as that. So those connections, even though you see them today, you don't see them anymore, you still have those connections, those friends, and I can pretty much talk to any of them. They can give me life advice, advice with sports, and just about anything. Give me some tools to work on. Also, it's gotten me to college too. I've been able to use baseball as a tool to help pay for school, which any student or any parent would be glad their kid can do that. But I'm able to realize the benefit in that, and hopefully, it just doesn't end at college for me. Maybe I can go play professional somewhere, and and I can keep making money off of this. That's so messed up right there.
I'm so sorry.
Playing baseball and playing a sport, well, any sport you play, the longer you play it, the more you learn from it. But it's definitely instilled some values in me, which bring me to my next point. Baseball, for me, has been sort of like a second school, like schooling for me in a sense, because I can take so much from the sport, even though it's so simple. You learn so much from it, being that, like I mentioned earlier, you're tolerant, You can have a diverse background. I want to say, if it wasn't for baseball, unfortunately, I probably wouldn't have any white friends, honestly. I wouldn't have any friends of any different background if it wasn't for baseball. And I'm like actually pretty glad that baseball has done that for me and given me that pathway to be able to understand people from different perspectives and different backgrounds, especially in like the time and society we live in now. While also playing baseball, I mean, we also have the little stipulations of like baseball players being not the cleanest or the freshest people, you know. And hey, may I be the first to say that I completely agree with what they say, but it also taught me how to keep an open mind. And having an open mind, anybody knows that that's probably the best for anybody. It makes you so versatile in being able to build relationships and make friends and just understand people from a different perspective. And so, yeah, so in conclusion, baseball has definitely been an activity I found and developed pleasure in over the coming years and throughout my entire life. Because it's done so much for me, I've been able to use it not only as an outlet, but as a tool for growth and success and development. And that is why I chose baseball as my topic for today.